Welcome back to the final episode of Scratching the Surface. I'm your host, Rahi Patel, and it's time for our bonus round. We need help from you. Yes, you, Nord Anglia, is the special bonus behind door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3. But first, a word from our expert.
Hello, Nord Anglia. I'm Professor Kristin Bergmann. Welcome back to my lab at MIT. I'm excited that you all are at the end of this extreme weather challenge, and I can't wait to see all of the projects that you came up with.
Okay, Nord Anglia, which door will lead us to our special bonus? Door number 1! Okay, let's see what's behind door number 1. Students in Year 4 at the British College of Brazil redesigned Sao Paulo. They created dioramas of their city to allow the river to flow more naturally and prevent flooding.
Oh man, so there's so many things that I love about it. We as scientists and as city planners did not understand river systems when we designed our cities. We made straight channeled rivers. We tried to control them and make houses and buildings on the floodplains. And we're dealing with the consequences. And so to come up with the idea of redesigning the city, building it around a river system that works, that allows the city to be immune to the natural flooding that is a part of these river systems. Oh, it's so wonderful. It was so inspiring. I loved the creativity that you used, including the traffic light. Thank you so much for your submission.
Wow, great work.
Door number 2!
Wait, you think there's a special bonus behind door number 2? Open door number 2. Eva, Simona, Emma, and Paris from the British International School of Boston experimented with resin to show the before, during, and after of a flood.
The reason that I love the science experiment aspect of their project is because it is something that we have done in our lab too. So in my lab, we have a problem that some rocks are not hard, solid rocks. Maybe they're modern sediments. And so we have tried to make a resin where we solidify the rock before we cut it and make a thin section. And we've gone through all these mistakes where we end up with too many bubbles, where we don't end up with enough dye. We also had to figure out what to put this resin in. So we started with tinfoil. Now we use those amazing silicone ice cube trays. But finally in my lab, we got to the point where we've got this beautiful blue dye resin that completely fills in all of the pores of a rock, so that when we grind it down and make a thin section, we can see both the rock and the open pores. And so your project was great because it combines science problems that we're dealing with in science labs today, but also the concepts around extreme weather. So yeah, it really struck a chord. Thank you.
Arya and Skyla, also from the British International School of Boston, interviewed Skyla's father about a particular storm.
How long were you stuck inside?
I think we were stuck inside for about 2 days.
That's a lot.
And then there was another blizzard another week later. As I remember, this was like at the end of January in 2015.
What was the biggest impact the storm had on you and your family?
The biggest impact I think it had was in our house. I mean, it caused our damage to our house. It caused us, or led us to renovate our kitchen because our kitchen had damage.
Arya and Skyla, thank you for submitting the interview with your dad about this recent blizzard in Boston. I too lived through that one. It's great because it highlights the dichotomy of extremes. So not only is climate change making the world warmer and creating droughts and flooding events, but it is also creating bigger winter storms. And so I think that highlighting extreme weather, not just the hot end, not just the dry end, but also the wet end, and the cold end is really important for understanding what we're going to be living through in the years ahead.
Amazing work! Hey, you want to see if there's something special behind door number 3? Louis, Alexandra, Celia, Clara, and Emily from Collège Champité-Puyi made a presentation of the European flood of 2021.
In July 2021, Austria, Belgium, Czech Republic, France, Germany, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Romania, Switzerland, and the UK had major floods. In the most affected countries, including Germany and Belgium, people had to be rescued out of their houses. Some villages were completely destroyed. These floods have made local people realize how important climate change is.
So this project that you submitted on the very recent extreme floods that impacted so many countries across Europe is so important, right? Because it's these extreme weather events that are changing our minds about what we need to prioritize. And the way that you showed the consequences, both in pictures and in your model simulations, I think just hits home how important climate change is, how important extreme weather events are today and are going to be in the decades to come. Nord Anglia, thank you for tackling extreme weather and tackling this challenge with gusto, with imagination, and creativity. I know that this topic and the consequences of extreme weather can sometimes feel intimidating and scary because it has real world consequences. But I also want to give all of you the hope and optimism that I have, that if we're all working on this problem together, we can change our world for the better and make natural rivers again and add solar panels on top of all of our roofs. So I think you guys are leading the charge in thinking about extreme weather in just an amazing, inspiring way. So thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to Scratching the Surface.